Navigating the Transition: Issues with ICD 10 and Challenges in Shifting to ICD 11 by me, Aaron Beleza. Introduction. For the purpose of categorizing illnesses, medical conditions, and treatments, the International Classification of Diseases, or ICD for short, is a crucial instrument in the healthcare industry. Healthcare systems, professionals, and organizations must handle a number of problems and concerns associated with the shift from ICD 10 to ICD 11. In order to shed insight on the complicated nature of this transition, this presentation examines the issues that currently exist with ICD 10 and investigates the challenges associated with switching to ICD 11. For my presentation, I found two good articles on ICD. One was on the issues with ICD 10, and the other one was on the challenges of shifting from ICD 10 to ICD 11. Issues with ICD 10. During my research process, I came across a good bit of setbacks, but I narrowed it down to the three that were mentioned the most. The three issues were lack of specificity, technological limitations, and resource intensive coding process. ICD 10's lack of specificity is a problem as, although being a huge improvement over its predecessor, several codes still receive criticism for being too vague. Medical personnel frequently encounter circumstances in which the codes that are in use do not fully reflect the subtleties of a patient's condition. ICD-10 also has a problem with technological limitations, which arises from the old technology infrastructure that supports the system and causes incompatibilities with contemporary healthcare systems. Antiquated coding systems might make it more difficult to store and retrieve medical data effectively. Finally, but just as importantly, ICD 10's resource intensive coding process is a problem as coders frequently find it difficult to navigate the lengthy code lists, which increases the time and effort required to assign correct codes. Delays in the billing process and possible errors in medical records may arise from this. Challenges in shifting to ICD 11. One of the articles I found during my research process was an article on the challenges of transitioning from ICD 10 to ICD 11, and I found that there are four big changes that come with the transition. The four challenges are system upgrades, training and education, coding complexity, and financial implications. The implementation of ICD 11 presents a challenge in terms of system upgrades, since it necessitates major improvements to current information systems and technology. To guarantee a smooth transition to the new coding system, healthcare institutions need to make investments in modernizing their infrastructure. The move to ICD 11 is a difficulty in terms of training and education since coders, administrative workers, and healthcare professionals must get substantial training. To avoid mistakes in coding and reporting, one must have a good, thorough grasp of the new categorization system due to the code's increased specificity and complexity. The move from ICD 10 to ICD 11 presents a challenge in terms of coding complexity since ICD 11 delivers a more complex and thorough coding structure that reflects advances in medical knowledge. Medical coders face a problem in adjusting to this increasing complexity since they need to improve their abilities in order to approximately assign codes for a variety of health issues. When it comes to the ICD 11 transformation, financial implications are a difficulty because there is a significant cost burden involved. Healthcare companies' budgets and financial stability may be impacted by the money they must set aside for training initiatives, system updates, and possible productivity hiccups throughout the learning curve. In conclusion, there are a variety of obstacles to overcome while making the switch from ICD 10 to ICD 11, including financial, educational, and technological ones. ICD 11 promises to enhance coding accuracy and precision, but healthcare organizations, experts, and legislators must work, excuse me, must work together to successfully deploy it. A well thought out and effectively carried out transition strategy, together with sufficient resources and training, are necessary to minimize possible risks and guarantee an easier transition into ICD 11. I enjoyed doing research for this project because I got to learn about the issues of ICD 10, and I also got to learn about the challenges that come with the transition from ICD 10 to ICD 11. This is good general knowledge for anybody to know, and it's important for me to know, especially since this information, because I want to pursue a career as a medical coder, just like my mom. And while I was creating my PowerPoint, she was telling me some of her stories on how she had to learn and how many, like, she told me about her hiccups and stuff that she came across while trying to learn ICD 10 when they transitioned from ICD 9 to ICD 10, and just her stories of whenever ICD 10 gets their like updates, or whenever like new codes are introduced. It's a lot of work, and she says her company provides good training and proper training to their coders, which definitely is a plus when it comes to learning new codes, let alone implementing a whole new ICD 11, since all the coders are used to ICD 10, they know what works for them. This is a very big deal. So, definitely, in my opinion, training goes a long way. Proper training goes a long way. And with proper training, I believe that all coders should be successful. But that concludes my presentation on ICD 10's issues and the challenges that come along with the transition from ICD 10 to ICD 11.